Hello and welcome back to World of Tanks with Dsann. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at this, the British Tier 9 medium, the Centurion Mk7. So before we start, as usual, I will be taking a look at the tank in the garage and all the stats I can look at here. Then I will be taking a look in Tank Viewer. And last but not least, we'll be looking at a couple of replays I've had in this. So let's get this on with, shall we? So, as I said, it's a Tier 9. It's the only Tier 9 the Brits have. It is located here in the tech tree after the Centurion. It will set you back a cool 165,000 XP to upgrade, and you will need several of the guns. Now, if you've gone down the British heavy tree, these two will be unlocked from the get-go, which saves you a lot of grinding, at least it did for me. Plus, you'll have the B-barrel, which is, to be fair, it's a very good gun, but when you compare it to the top gun, which, well, the stats speak for themselves. I mean, it's got higher penetration, higher damage, same accuracy, slightly higher aim time. The only downside is, of course, the rate of fire. Now, I do know of people that run the 20-pounder instead of the 105. I prefer the way the 105 plays with the tank's hull, which I'll get to in just a little bit. So, this tank has 1,720 hit points, which is quite respectable. I believe that is pretty high, all things considered, for the Tier 9 mediums. So, I just want to take a look. 1,600. I don't remember all these numbers off the top of my head. I do apologize. So professional of me, but yeah. It is on the higher end. I believe it's probably on par with what the Germans have. If I could actually click the German flag. Well, not the Leopard, obviously being squishy as all hell, but yeah, I imagine the E50 probably has a little bit higher with this upgraded turret. For those who don't know, when you upgrade the turret, you also get more hit points. Varies from tank to tank, but it's a little bit extra. One of those hidden stats they don't show you in here. So yes, well, what's there to say? 17 hit points. It's got a 52-ton. It's a 52-ton tank with a 950 horsepower engine, which, if you're lucky, it'll say it has a specific power of 18.04, which is, well, really quite strong. I mean, let's compare to a Russian medium. It's the only one I have. Tier T62A, which is considered quite a nippy tank, although not quite as fast as the 140. It has a specific power of 15.49. Now, obviously, that's a tier 10, but I think that's a pretty fair comparison. The Type 59, again, not a slow tank, 14.29 specific power. Now, this tank has a lot of power, but it is kind of wasted because it has a low top speed. But it's got a pretty good traverse speed of 32 degrees a second. Sorry, it's a little early for me. Anyway, the reason that the specific power is important to this tank is the fact that it accelerates to its top speed very quickly. It goes up hills like you wouldn't believe. This thing is a monster in mobility, specifically in like torque. Basically, it can. Well, I've yet to meet a hill that slowed it down as much as it slowed down any of my other tanks in the same category. So just bear that in mind. While it isn't the fastest, it is one of the faster accelerating ones. Now, armor-wise, well, it's a medium. Don't expect too much. You can see it has 120 hull armor front, 50 side, 31 rear. And the turret is the important part on this tank, which has 152, 88, 88. Now, I would like to point out the 152 is this behind, basically, the gun mantlet. There are actually weird strips of different armor along the sides. I will show you in Tank Viewer in just a minute. So, the way to get in this tank is you get it hull down. It has very good gun depression, so you get this thing hull down and play it right, you can bounce a lot of shots. I've actually had games where I bounced several thousand. I think I actually have a steel wall in it. Let me just double check real quick. Centurion. Ah, frack it. They really should add a search function, so I think I have two steel walls in this, actually. So there you go. You can even get a steel wall in the medium like this with relatively paper armor due to the gun mantlet. And I'll show you why in Tank Viewer. So, gun stats we saw. 268 pen, 390 average. The ammo choices are a bit unorthodox in that it does not have heat or APC. Well, it has APCR standard. It has high explosive squash head of two varieties. What is the standard? I believe this is the premium one, and this is the standard one. Yeah. So as you can see, the premium hash has a penetration of 210. That's right, that's basically high explosive with 210 penetration. And it gives you a nice 480 average damage. And 105. Even the standard Hesh is monstrous. But what that means is, for the tanks that have this gun, the L7 variants, the 105, which include the Patton, the Leopard, and all that, this probably has the inferior premium ammo choice, but all around it's still very solid. The only problem I have with this tank is its damage per minute is a bit on the low side for my taste, especially when you compare it to the tier 10, which, well, here in its amazing clown camo with the same gun has significantly higher rate of fire. Whoops, that's the wrong gun completely, because that was the... Yeah, so this has a 10-second reload, I think, and the other FV here has a 7-second reload, so that is definitely an upgrade. But that is for a different video. Anyway, rate of fire, traverse speed. Turret traverse, perfectly acceptable, 36 degrees per second. Not had a problem with that really being circled or anything like that. It is a medium, so again, that isn't so much of an issue. 410 meter view range, pretty much average for a tier 9. 750 signal range, perfectly fine for a tier 9. Now I run mine as I think everyone should run these, although your mileage may of course vary. I run a rammer, vents, and vertical stabilizers for that extra bit of accuracy on the move. Stuff like a gun lane drive is unnecessary with this low aim time, and well, I guess I could see the use for a wet ammo rack if you get rack damage, ammo rack damage a lot, but I don't know. I've not had that issue, so yeah, let's go pop over to Tank Viewer and have a look at those armor zones, shall we? Alright, here we have the Tank Viewer, or Tank Inspector, sorry. So, if we pop over here, and if I can stop hitting this damn interface here, and click this button. So here we have the armor zones. As you see, here is only a 121. Now there's something interesting to note. If you see here is what I was talking about. While this is the front of the turret, it does have a band of 120 there and 89 there. In fact, the only 152 is, as I said, pretty much underneath the gun mantlets. And a little bit around it. On top of here is actually only 70, 80, 50, sorry. But when you're at an angle like this, which you should be, considering the fact that the gun can go all the way down to there. There you go. There you get an example of the gun depression. So if you're at that angle, you're only presenting pretty much this. There is no way they're getting through there. This is going to be easier to get through, but again, angle wiggling your turret will help. But that's not why we're here. So if I just reset this back to 0, what we're here for is this. Now there is a band of weakness around here, I noticed. I have actually experienced a couple times being penetrated there, but it's such a small area. I mean, if we compare it, I mean, it's basically here. As you can see, just a few millimeters either side and you have massive amounts of armor. Now if we look at here, head on, you can see we have several hundred millimeters of armor. Actually not there. Oh, there we go. Just clicking on the wrong spot again. So as you can see, the spaced armor of the gun mantlet means this thing will bounce anything upward of tier 9, doesn't matter. This thing will stop most shells. I don't want to spend too much time on that. Obviously the side and rear paper, I guess you probably could get away with side scraping due to the way the spaced armor is, because you do have quite a bit, but I mean, even that little angling and you're basically penetrated here. Now, what's worth noting is the front upper glacis can 2-degree bounce, especially if you get it on an upward angle somewhat, but again, yeah, you want to be hull down as much as possible. So if we just pop over to the stats, so we can take a look at the gun, we can see that it has, I think it's in here somewhere. Where is the gun depression again? Oh, there we go. It has a nice, lovely 10 degrees. I can't read today, sorry. Said it's early, right? 10 degrees of gun depression, which is honestly fantastic. I love this gun with a passion. Now these are obviously stock stats with upgrades. If we just pop them on vertical stabilizer and ventilation with 100% crew. So you can say that the damage per minute is on the low side. It's only 2300, where the average is what? Oh, it's only 2300 for the average? Well, still, that's with everything upgraded. Stock this thing, yeah. The top gun here is a little bit lacking. I mean, if you switch to the B barrel, you actually get really good damage per minute. But, I don't know, due to the way this tank plays... Oh, wrong bloody button. Sorry about this. Due to the way that I play this tank anyway, and the way I would recommend playing this tank, which is careful hull down tactics, you should never expose yourself for more than a few seconds at a time. Basically, you utilize that 2.3 second aim time or whatever. This might actually be better. Yeah, it's 2.1 with the gear I have. So you utilize as much as, wait, a little as possible. You just pop up, take your shot with as aimed as possible, pop back, reload, and rinse and repeat. Because, as I said, your reload time will be 10 seconds. Which, according to this, is actually slightly better than the benchmark for a Tier 9 medium, which is strange. Considering I don't think I've seen any other Tier 9 with a higher reload. Anyway. So, that's pretty much it on the stats. We can look at the ammo rack health and all that. It's got pretty good ammo rack. Can't remember being ammo racked in it yet. I only have like 70 games in it so far, but yeah, it's a very solid tank here. You can see the average win rates of it, the average experience, efficiency, all that good stuff. Probably an average damage around here too, somewhere. Yeah, so here you can see the average hit rate is 70%. That's really good. So, it's a good tank, and I'll show you how good it can be in the replays, which I think we shall hop to now, yes? Okay, here's our first replay. This is Sand River, and it is a standard battle, as I have actually turned off No, I have turned off Assault, sorry. So, I'm not a fan of this map. I don't know, I have mixed results on this map due to my teams usually liking to rush the hills up here, which may or may not be of tactical value. Anyway, so we're gonna see me roll out to the dune area because it's a very nice area to go hull down. I don't actually use the turret armor as well as I could in this video, as you'll see in a little while, but nonetheless, this video is also a bit shorter than, or replay is a bit shorter than I like. So here we are in position. Basically using this ridge line for everything it's worth. Trying to get a hull as low as possible into the ground. And you can see the fantastic gun depression at work. And unfortunately, our AMX got hit by artillery. So it's a bit of a quiet start to the replay, but it gets more hectic later on. So, basically a stalemate right now. WZ-120 and T-34 don't really want to poke out. We don't really want to rush them either because we don't know what kind of backup they have. Plus, you know, artillery. So, just trying to see if I can get an opportunity to shoot anything. Unfortunately, due to view range restrictions, I cannot actually see the T-34 even if he's spotted, which is, well, that's mildly annoying, as you may imagine. So, I figure I'll reposition, try and get a better angle, see if I can spot them for the artillery so they can click around, do their thing. Again, carefully, trying to use the gun depression, although it's just a little too steep. This had been a slightly shallower incline, I could have probably shot him there. Ooh, and what's this, an E-75? Ooh, he shoots and misses. We aim, and fire. And we don't miss. So, both our E-50 and the Lorraine that was backing us up tried to run away. We spot and try and take a shot at the WZ-120. We've missed. The stalemate continues. I decide it's probably time to fall back and ooh, and that's a big artillery hit.
The driver's injured. We can't go very fast.
And I will say this. Did I just bounce at 1390? That's interesting. Anyway, the artillery gets a big hit in, and unfortunately I have to say that was not the last time they hit me, or the results of this replay would have been different. Alas, artillery is my bane in this game, and they always seem to want to shoot me in the face. At least it feels that way. Props to their 53-55 though. He was a very good artillery player for what I saw. There you go. Another third of my health gone, if not more. I'm just gonna speed it up because right now not much is happening. Just driving back around the long way because I'll be damned if I go over a sand dune in this situation. So now we have a problem. It's me and a tortoise versus what we think is a WZ-120 and a T-34, but there may be more or less. We don't know this. Well, I know this. I was playing the damn game. And of course, Leopard Prototype decides to show his big German ass. So may as well put a few holes in it, right? Now I'm hoping to hit his ammo rack or damage his ammo rack because I have no chance in hell of setting him on fire. And oh look, there's an AT-15 as well. And our tortoise, instead of falling back and using his gun depression and good armor, decides to go where his weak spot is exposed. Now I try and shoot and successfully hit the AT-15's weak spot, quote unquote. It's not really weak, but compared to what it could be, it is. So now we're in trouble. There's 3-on-1. This is probably not going to end well, and we get a lucky track shot. Using my knowledge of my tank and gun depression, boop, we sneak in a kill on him. Okay, we just reduced the chances of us being fucked completely over. So we aim, we hit. Really good roll there, by the way. Unfortunately, we do not have the rate of fire to go head-to-head with an AT-15. Oh, crap. That was really lucky. And you can see the gun mantlet, in fact, taking the hit. As I said, you can be penetrated there, so. And now I'm just trying to hope I can get the artillery to get in a shot on them, because I do not have... I have 40 health left. This is not looking pretty. On the flip side, the Lorraine on the other side, when he went to the other side, managed to kill 5 of the bastards. Which means that we're probably going to win this. Unfortunately, here I was... I should probably have fallen back further, but... There's no way I'm winning a rate of fire fight with an AT-15. That just ain't happening.
We've had it. Everybody out.
So I'm going to cut it short here. This replay goes on for several more minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hop straight to the results screen. Okay, here you see the after battle stats. As you can see, it was only a 3rd class mastery. It got fire for effect, high caliber, 52,810 credits, earned 2,460 XP, doubled for first one a day. So not a bad result, could have been better obviously. And if we look here, now I was surprised to see I did this much damage, to be fair. I did 4,000 damage. How the heck did I manage that? Still don't know. But as you see, I didn't really do much with my turret armor. I got unlucky in that regard. Wasn't very good positioning on my part, I'm afraid. But props to this team for actually managing to pull through that. They did a very good job, and can't complain about a team like that, even if they did abandon me at a certain point. So, as I said, 4,000 damage done, 13 shots fired, 11 of those hit, and all 11 penetrated. And that's really the thing with this gun. If you can hit it, you can pretty much penetrate it from my experience. So we took 6 hits, of which 4 were penetrations and 2 were bounces. And of course, that big splash damage from the artillery. Now we damaged 7 enemy vehicles and destroyed 1. How did I not actually get... Did somebody else get Confederate? Oh no, probably because I died or something. Yeah, because that's normally Confederate. Anyway. Marginal spotting. Made 14,000 profit, and as I said, 2,600 XP. Anyway, let's get on with the second replay, and let's finish this off, shall we? Alright, here we are in the second replay. This is Fjords, which is basically my native homeland. I'm just going to get this started right away. So this is a standard battle, and, well, you guys know the deal by now. If you've been watching my videos, you know what a standard battle is. So this is a tier 10 game-ish. There's only 4 tier 10s. A couple of tier 9s on either side. So like 4 tier 9s is a pretty mixed game. I mean, we even have an IS for crying out loud. So I'm going to go where all mediums normally go on this map. I definitely always go here in a medium if I can. This is a very good place to fight if you're in a good turreted medium, if you know where to park it and they don't rush you too hard, that is. So as you can see, still doing 20 up this hill, which is perfectly respectable. And our first target. And unfortunately it's a T-57 heavy, which is one of the better tier 10 heavies in the moment because of that, well, monstrously powerful 4-round autoloader. And there you go, first shot bounced off the turret. Even a light tank, he was too fast. Again, reload let me down. If this was my FV4202, well, it'd be a different ballpark. And T-54 is never getting through me at that angle. Did he even? Yeah, he hit my... No, I actually hit the hull, but as you can see, angled both sideways to him and upwards, so he was never going to penetrate that. And target-rich environments. We'll shoot the T-54. He has potential flanking fire if we try and push the other two. As you can see, I keep my eyes on the heavy and the Rheinmetall. He side scrapes, and I take a shot I probably shouldn't have taken, considering my reload and all that. You really want to be a little bit more careful with your reloads in this tank than you would in, say, well, even with a 20-pounder, actually. You could be more liberal. There's games like this where I like having the 120. I mean 105. I wish it had a 120. Ooh, look, an AMX. Can we get a shot on him? No, because he runs away like a little bitch. Put a shot in the T-57. T-54 is again. Oh, hello, Mr. Frenchie. Goodbye, Mr. Frenchie, and goodbye, Russian. So that just made things look a lot better for us. Ooh, the 1390 gets tracked. And we track him again, but he gets enough distance to pull back. So we're going to push on this T-57. And that was heat. That T-57 was firing high explosive anti-tank. And Rheinmetall. Again, heat ammo. You can hear the hiss. They're both firing what appears to be premium ammo. What on earth? And I don't know if this 5100 is intentionally covering me or what, but if he was, props to him for doing it. Thanks to him as well. Not often people do that. I think people should do that more. If you can take a hit for an ally who has a gun that can, well, yeah, an ally who does better. And here I'm accused of firing gold. Yeah, this gold ammo here, which I don't have, which is high explosive. Silly Rheinmetall. Of course, I have to rectify because a lot of people, yeah, as I say there, a lot of people assume you're firing premium because you have APCR. That isn't necessarily the case in the tier 9 mediums. It goes for the Centurion, it goes for the Leopard, and all of them, they fire APCR. It's just this gun. So yeah, just remember that. If you see a Centurion Mk7 firing APCR, it's not firing premium. And Sneaky Frenchie was still there. So here we have a T-28 prototype. He shouldn't be too much of a problem, assuming he doesn't shoot us. And here you can see me making a mistake. I didn't actually realize this thing fired Hesh because I don't care about premium ammo. And how? That's 203 millimeters of armor. That should not have bounced with this gun. So we take a shot at the turrets. Penetrate, and the 1390 with a surprise butt 6. So yeah, there you go. Much better game in my opinion, although we'll see if the after battle stats agree with me, shall we? So let's hop on over there now. Okay, here we see the after battle stats. We can see I made 48,333 credits and 3,144 XP. Doubled for first win a day, obviously. So, second class mastery, shell proof, meaning I bounced more than, or blocked more than I have HP, and fire for effect, meaning you do more damage than you have HP, which is nice. So, if we head to the team score, we see I was top of the list. At 3,200 damage, I did make 1,000 XP base, which kind of goes to show how good people who drive this tank tend to be on average. When you have 1,000 XP game and that's only a second class mastery, that says a bit. And I think that I have a first class on it, but I'm not 100% certain. Anyway, props to this team, by the way. They did very good, as you can see. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were players on the enemy team who did their work. I mean, the T-57, the IS-7, the Rhine Medal, they all did their best, but, I mean, clearly we had the superior team. I mean, damn. Anyway, as I said, 3,000 damage done, 14 shots fired, 13 hits, only 11 pens. But here we used the turret armor better. Of the 9 hits we took, only 3 were penetrations. And I'm 99% certain all 3 of those hits were premium ammunition. And 6 non-penetrations. So, not a bad result. I mean, I have had better, but it was just boring replay, so I didn't bother showing it. I've had one where over 3,000 damage bounced. Damage block by armor 1900. Spotted 1, 5 damage, 2 kills. 17k profit, and as I said, 3,000 XP. So let's head over to the garage again so I can finish up this review. Alright, that was the tank looked at in both the garage and all that. We've seen a couple of replays. Hopefully you've learned how this tank handles, how to play it, how to fight it, you know, the good stuff like that. Hopefully you learned how to deal with it. As I've forgot to mention earlier, this tank should never ever brawl unless you absolutely have to, as it does not have the rate of fire nor the armor to. But that's just something I wanted to add there because I realized I'd forgotten. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Please remember to like, favorite, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter for updates, and if you do want to see any specific tank reviews, send me a message on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, and I'll look into it if I have the tank. Obviously, it's kind of a requisite. Anyway, as I said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see y'all next time.